Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. We're getting you all the latest updates coming in from the southern states. So what are we focusing on this evening? We'll be talking about all the support, surprisingly, that's pouring in for Vijay in Tamil Nadu. Rahul Gandhi is the latest to have posted on social media in support of Vijay over the Jana Nayagan controversy to lash out to the centre. Is it just because it plays out perfectly for the Congress to use this to target the Modi government, or is there something happening behind the scenes? Is this also about negotiating with the DMK and much more than that? We're going to be talking about that because even as Rahul Gandhi has posted in support of Vijay, you've got all of this alliance buzz over the AIADMK perhaps tying up with the TVK. That's our top focus here on Super 6. But also coming up on the show, we're days away from Pongal. It's going to be a political Pongal this time. Stalin, in fact, his message on the occasion of Pongal has said it's a secular festival and that it's beyond caste and religion. It's led to a political showdown as the BJP has said you're trying to wipe out the history of the religious festival of Pongal. We'll be talking about that. Also coming up on the show at 6:30 this evening, unfortunate news that came in yesterday of ISRO's PSLV misfire. What exactly happened and what led to this glitch? What's the current situation? We're going to be talking about all of that and decoding it for you. The Jana Nayagan controversy has reached the Supreme Court and the top court is likely to hear the issue on January 15th. On Thursday, Jana Nayagan producers had challenged the Madras High Court order that denied censor board clearance to the film. The censor board soon after filed a caveat urging the Supreme Court to not pass any order without hearing their side. Now on Thursday is when the hearing will take place. Will there be some Pongal bonanza, some Pongal reprieve for Vijay and the makers of Jana Nayagan? Our legal editor Nalini Sharma joins us live with more details. So on this, Nalini, the entire battle over a film's release set to play out now in the Supreme Court. Thursday is when the hearing will take place, and we understand that it's not just the Jana Nayagan makers but the censor board that will also be heard.
Yes, Akshita, because the censor board has already filed a caveat, and don't forget they'd also fielded Solicitor General Tushar Mehta before the Madras High Court. So essentially, who's going to be leading the arguments before the Supreme Court as well. But what's interesting that we've seen is that one of the biggest reasons why the division bench of the Madras High Court had gone against the producers was because the Madras High Court had said that the producers had created this false sense of urgency to bring the matter to the court and to get an order passed. So which is why, interestingly enough, now when the producers have come to the Supreme Court, they've not mentioned the matter even once before the CJI asking for an urgent hearing to happen. They might have filed an urgent application before the registry, but they've not mentioned it because they don't want to repeat the same mistake again. They don't want to create a false sense of urgency and get the court riled up even before the hearing happens. So they've waited patiently for the matter to get listed on its own, and we're given to understand from the tentative listing that has been put out by the registry that the matter might be taken up on Thursday, but it remains to be seen whether or not the Madras High Court division bench order is going to be stayed by the Supreme Court or not.
All right, thanks Nalini for that update. With questions continuing on exactly when Jana Nayagan will release, for Vijay fans, they had ensured also the re-release of Vijay's blockbuster Theri on 10 years of the film since the film's release. Now there's been another setback. That re-release has been postponed amid the Jana Nayagan controversy. We don't know exactly why, but the makers have announced that the film has been postponed because they say in lieu of what's happening with Vijay's upcoming movie. Anaga Keshav is joining us live from Chennai with more details on this. Anaga, at a time when there was so much uncertainty over Jana Nayagan, fans were looking forward to the release of Theri once again. It was supposed to happen also during this Pongal festival time. What's happened now?
Well, Akshita, in fact, the producer of the film Theri, Tanu, has taken to Twitter to explain as to why Theri was being pushed. He says that on the same day of Theri's re-release, which is on January 15th, there are many other films also finding a Pongal's release. For example, Jiva's upcoming film Triple T, that is also getting released on the same day. So the filmmakers of other films have requested the filmmakers of Theri to push their re-release date so that their films can run well on the date of Pongal's release. Remember, Theri was supposed to release on January 15th to celebrate 10 years of that film. And therefore, the filmmakers of Theri had decided to give that a release. Given the fact that Jana Nayagan was not going to get released on Jan 9th, the filmmakers of Theri found January 15th to be a good date to find a Theri a re-release. But now, since the other filmmakers have requested the filmmakers to push their re-release date, they've abided by it, and therefore Theri has been pushed by a few more days.
All right. Thanks very much, Anaka, for those details. Let's get you the latest updates coming in from Tamil Nadu. It's all about who is on whose side, all the alliances that are firming up, in some cases breaking up. Now, as we're getting closer and closer to the high-voltage political showdown in April, which is when the elections are expected, the Congress, interestingly, has come out in support of Vijay amid the Jana Nayagan controversy. Rahul Gandhi himself has taken to social media to lash out at the fact that Jana Nayagan is not released, accusing the BJP of blocking Vijay's film. What explains the fact that the Congress is now coming out to speak in defense of Vijay at a time when they're in an alliance with the DMK and expected to continue to be in for the upcoming elections as well? Meanwhile, you have another interesting development. The AIADMK has said that it's open to an alliance with the TVK. Not something new. But reportedly, sources say that EPS has hinted that there's going to be one more big addition to the NDA, leading to endless speculation that could just be Vijay and TVK.
2026 is set for the biggest political battle in South India, the fight for Tamil Nadu. Alliances are still taking shape. The Congress is negotiating its ties with the ruling DMK. A section in the Congress wants to join hands with the TVK, headed by actor Vijay, while another section wants a share in power if the alliance with MK Stalin's party continues.
Till 2006, people has never voted a single party as a minority party. But 2006, they voted the majority party. There was a signal from the people that in Tamil Nadu needs a Kerala model of governance, where a major party is there, but other parties are also need to be given due power in the ground.
Leader of the opposition Rahul Gandhi posted a message on X slamming the BJP, accusing it of blocking the release of Vijay's latest movie, Jana Nayagan. Vijay is the most sought-after leader currently. Every political party in Tamil Nadu, barring the DMK, is wooing him. But Vijay has already ruled out alliance with both DMK and BJP. Meanwhile, AIADMK chief Palnisamy, in his interaction with party members, hinted at a new ally joining the NDA. The TVK so far has insisted Vijay will remain the CM candidate even if the party joins any alliance.
Where does TVK stand? Are you going towards EPS and NDA alliance, or you want to be the third front of Tamil Nadu?
See, both the parties, AIADMK as well as TVK, we had passed a resolution that for us, our leader is going to be the chief minister candidate. And the charismatic leadership, the one and only charismatic leader is on the ground, is our leader, Thalapathy Vijay.
The battle over seat sharing is expected to intensify in the coming days, and Vijay is turning out to be the X factor. With Pramod Madhav, Apurva Jayachandran and Anagha Keshav, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's explain this for you also as to why we're seeing Congress coming out and speaking in favor of Vijay. Rahul Gandhi has done it. You had several Congress MPs from Tamil Nadu also doing it. First, of course, the obvious one that it suits the anti-BJP narrative. Here you've got clearly an attempt and a position for the Congress and Rahul Gandhi to say this is a central agency hounding Vijay and not allowing Jana Nayagan to release. It's also a bargaining tool with the DMK for power sharing. You've heard several leaders of the Congress speaking out saying, in this alliance, we must ensure a power sharing deal too. So then what they're showing is that if we have that option of Vijay open, we can go ahead and consider that. It becomes a bargaining tool for when alliance and seat sharing talks kick off, where the Congress will say, not just seat sharing, we need power sharing too. Attempt to send message of solidarity to Vijay. Is this an olive branch, an outreach to Vijay is the big question. There have been a lot of reports suggesting that the Congress could be in talks with the TVK for an alliance, and that would be a huge setback for the DMK. So far, our sources have said that there's been no sort of communication that's happened apart from the one-off meeting like the Praveen Chakravarti meeting. But having said that, this keeps an option open for them. Let's talk about the other factor here. We've been referring to Vijay as an X factor. Here's why. Because even the AIADMK seems to be kind of figuring out whether they should be reaching out to Vijay or not. They say we're open to an alliance. But there are pros and cons to this. It's a catch-22 situation of sorts for the AIADMK. The pro is that they can consolidate the anti-DMK vote, make it DMK versus the rest, which makes it a very, very strong footing that they kick off the election season on. The problem, however, is that Vijay doesn't really bring any sort of vote bank onto the table. There's no caste vote, region vote, none of that Vijay really brings on. There's also the other factor, again, a pro and a con here. Obviously, backing of Vijay's massive fan base, evident in the rallies, the crowds that have gathered for every single one of Vijay's events. It makes a difference going into an election to have a superstar Neta on your side. But that doesn't necessarily translate to ground presence. It comes down ultimately during an election to booth level presence, which Vijay doesn't have because obvious reasons he doesn't have the kind of resources that an AIADMK has. But also considering that he is such a big star, so famous in Tamil Nadu, he becomes essentially a poster boy for the alliance, a campaign face for the alliance, a big crowd puller. The challenge, however, is that Vijay, the TVK, have maintained very, very clearly that anyone who joins hands with them, they must be okay with him being projected as the CM face. And that's obviously something that's non-negotiable for the AIADMK. They're not going to allow Vijay to be the CM face. The AIADMK will maintain that Edappadi Palaniswamy is the CM face. So that is essentially why there's been no movement really on any sort of alliance tie-up between Vijay and the AIADMK. Vijay, curiously, in every single rally, has in fact lashed out to the DMK, the BJP, but barely ever takes on the AIADMK, and that only further fuels all of this speculation. Let me bring in on this broadcast Tamil Nadu BJP leader Tamilisai Soundararajan on what's playing out currently in Tamil Nadu, and particularly the statement that's coming from Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Dr. Soundararajan, welcome. What do you make of Rahul Gandhi speaking out in favor of Jana Nayagan, in favor of Vijay? Why have you chosen to take him on that?
I was very much surprised when Rahul Gandhi took this issue because he is actually playing a political play. He's confusing his alliance partners as well as he's confusing the people of Tamil Nadu. Because if he is a person who is always raising his voice for Tamil culture or the issues in Tamil Nadu, I won't be surprised. But he is uh, reluctant for the issues of Tamil Nadu. He has not raised his voice, and in fact, before when they were in government along with DMK, particularly the killings happened at Sri Lanka, they did not bother about that. They were in power. They could have prevented it. They didn't do that. And particularly Jallikattu, Jairam Ramesh called it as a barbarian play, but it is the core cultural issue during Pongal in Tamil Nadu. So the Congress is always anti-Tamils and anti-Tamil culture, but suddenly to pamper the fans of Vijay and to encash this situation in favor of him, particularly to raise his voice against DMK, or
No.
to enact as if he is more bothered about Tamil culture. So it is really ironical to see his tweet. That's
No,
all I reacted.
so Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, what you're suggesting is that Rahul Gandhi and the Congress is reaching out to Vijay. Are you suggesting that the Congress wants a tie-up with the TVK and wants to dump the DMK?
It could be because why I have this doubt. Some of his functionaries, the MP Manik Thakur and the MP Jodhimani, and some of the people, they are contradicting with the issues of their official state presidents, saying that we cannot be with if we want to be with DMK, we want to share in power, we want to have some ministers in we have to share the power if they come to power. So this from the beginning, DMK says they are not sharing the power; they will only individually form the government. And another thing, because of the situation, the Congress has faced the debacle all over the country, particularly in states like Bihar. So they want to demand more seats because the present situation, Congress cannot demand more seats from DMK because the Congress is in a very low profile politically. So they want to demand this. So all these keeping in mind, he is enacting a political drama, so that he is with Vijay. And I am asking one question. Vijay has said very categorically that DMK is political enemy,
He's
political enemy, and they are with the political enemy. And apart from that, as if Congress played a very smooth role during their tenure, they, as I said, this Kutta Charitram. That was the
yeah.
basically it had the story of our Honorable Rajiv Gandhi's death, and they prevented it from more than 10 months, 1 to 1.5 years. They did not allow the movie to be broadcast. So it is that totally they cannot, as I said, the devil cannot preach the Vedas. So it is almost like that, because he is totally, as if, what all Rahul Gandhi says nowadays, whether it is vote chori, whether it is other things. Nowadays, people are not believing Rahul Gandhi. But this, I am very much surprised when he tweeted on this, and particularly dragging our Honorable Modi ji on this issue.
No,
Modi ji, he is dealing with the German president and all the Russian president, and why he should deal with Vijay, and why he should block. This is not the political situation. We are strong, and our Honorable Prime Minister is going to visit Tamil Nadu, and we don't want this situation. We are not pressurizing Vijay for all these things, because
no.
we
So
are telling Vijay, if you want to really defeat DMK, you have to be with other alliance. That is our opinion. We have not called or anything, because he has to decide. But this is not the way. We are not pressurizing in this way, because whether it is CBI, when he goes for the CBI inquiry also, they are linking it with BJP.
yeah.
When there is Jana Nayagan issue also, they are linking it with BJP. There is no any connection between these two issues at all. But if they are connecting with this, they have biased attitude and activity against BJP, and they have personal motive to be to give disturbance to the DMK, so that they can have
But will
political
you?
mileage because of this.
No, sure. Tamarisa Soundararajan, forget what's, they're being charged right now. Will you and the BJP condemn what's happening, however, with Vijay and the fact that Jana Nayagan hasn't been released? There's so much talk of conspiracy against Vijay right now. The reality is that he's entered the political arena and suddenly his last film is just not being allowed to release. The Madras High Court, we've seen what played out. And then in the Supreme Court, the moment he approaches it, and makers approach it, the censor board immediately steps in and files that caveat in the top court as well. Surely this is condemnable too?
No, that I cannot, because there is no any connection between these two, because Vijay now is the talk of the town, and whether with this Karur issue also, took a central stage like this only. So this Karur issue, the CBI inquiry is also taking the central issue. That is purely, because of the Supreme Court order. And this Jana Nayagan, there is a procedural deficit in the producer's part also, because it has clearly
No,
mentioned
sure.
they submitted the film in the later date, and because they did not have ample time. But when they wanted to re-present the case also, they could have represented it, but they went to the court. So there is a wrong procedural activity by the producers also. So these, with all the mistakes in the other part, blaming the BJP and the BJP central government is how it can be acceptable, because there is a procedure for the
Okay.
censor board, which they have not followed properly. Even the people from the film fraternity are telling they should
No,
have
sure, but
acted
there is,
in
let's
a
face it,
different
that
way
most
to
films
get
do
the
that, Tamarisa
censorship.
Soundararajan. They
But they
release a
didn't do
date
that.
even before
So
the
for
film
all the
it
mistakes
gets
they
that
are
censor
doing,
certificate. Let me just raise here a theory that's doing the rounds of arm twisting by the BJP. And here's what is being said, that the film is not being allowed to release, that Vijay has been, summoned by the CBI in the Karur stampede case, because this is the BJP creating an atmosphere that if post the elections, they need the support of TVK or Vijay, arm twisting tactics are ready.
these are speculations. I don't believe that we will be we come out with flying colors, because there is anti-incumbency for the DMK government, and we have formed a very formidable, strong alliance, ADMK. And if you view the vote share, even during the parliament election, we have 18.5% and they have 20%. Actually, we outnumber the percentage, and now there is anti-incumbency at its high rampant. And because of all these things, we don't think that we have to pamper
That's a
or we
plan
have to
B.
pressurize Vijay, because now we are very much stronger. I don't want to accept the speculations that each and every activity that is on Vijay to be
Okay.
linked with BJP, because this is the political drama enacted by the opponents.
Okay.
Because we are very strong in our alliance, we are very clear in our political activities, and we have made a clear path to form our political alliance and our political activities, and we are very confident on 2026 elections.
Hmm.
But only one thing we represented the our leader, state president or others, they
Hmm.
viewed that if Vijay is standing alone, there may be split of votes. So it is his responsibility, because he is telling DMK is his opponent, political opponent. So it is his responsibility too,
There's
not to split the votes. That was the view represented by our leaders.
okay.
But it is not. It is the alliance partners and the forming the alliance, all left to our honorable leaders. The central leaders, central party will look after that.
Sure.
But linking everything with Vijay and linking everything, what all happenings around Vijay with BJP, that is highly unacceptable, and it is the drama and it is the play
Okay.
of the opponents. That's
Okay,
all
you're
I can
calling
say.
it drama. There are many who are suggesting that that is the reality, that the BJP is keeping a plan B ready. Thanks very much, Tamilisai Soundararajan, for joining us on this broadcast. Let's also move on now to the other big political showdown playing out in Tamil Nadu, which is over Pongal celebrations in the state. 15th January is when you'll have the main Pongal festivities kicking off. The BJP and the AIADMK are accusing the DMK of distancing the harvest festival from its Hindu religious roots. Why? Because Chief Minister Stalin said that Pongal is a festival that's beyond caste, that's beyond religion, referring to it as a secular festival. Let's get you those reactions.
The harvest festival of Pongal has turned into a political flashpoint ahead of the upcoming Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has declared Pongal a secular festival which has no caste and no religion, while projecting the Dravidian model as an inclusive, anti-discriminatory alternative. But the opposition hit back with the AIADMK accusing DMK of rebranding festivals as per their convenience. BJP claimed that the DMK is intentionally removing Pongal from the Hindu calendar.
You see a transformation in the speeches of Mr. Stalin. It's becoming more vicious, more, noisy, and, sort of insecurity that is being seen. And I attribute this to the nearing elections.
The DMK rejected the charges, insisting the focus is on inclusivity and community celebration and welfare.
Pongal is a festival which cuts across all barriers. You don't have to belong to any particular religion or caste. It's above all that. All castes come together, all religions come together in Tamil Nadu, and one beautiful thing is all people who speak different languages also come together in Tamil Nadu to celebrate Pongal.
Launching a swipe at the centre, Stalin also accused the union government of treating Tamil Nadu like eternal COVID. The BJP strongly refuted the charge, asserting that huge funds have been given to Tamil Nadu by the centre.
Tamil Nadu is the largest state which has received money, which has received funds for infrastructure development and other welfare activities in the entire country. And it is not from BJP's mouth, it is from the mouth of the government itself, the state government itself. So Mr. Stalin, unable to run the government, his poor administration, failure in controlling the law and order situation, and encouraging the liquor by the government itself, has deteriorated, destroyed Tamil Nadu's fabric.
Stalin also lauded his welfare announcements timed with Pongal, the 3,000 Pongal cash for 2.23 crore ration card holders and 1,000 rupees monthly aid for 1.3 crore women heads of households to continue. Pongal is a 4-day Hindu harvest festival marking the sun's northward journey. It celebrates abundance, prosperity and thanksgiving to the sun god with traditions that have bound Tamil communities for centuries. This Pongal, while the sweet aroma of harvest fills Tamil homes, the political heat is just as strong, proving that in Tamil Nadu, even festivals are never far from the pulse of power. With Anagha Keshav in Chennai, Bureau Report, India Today.
The Telangana government is mulling a radical move of directly sending government employees' salary, or at least a part of it, into the parents' accounts. It makes sense. Here's what the proposed law is about. The Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has said a law will be brought in soon to ensure 10 to 15% of a government employee's salary will be directly credited in the parents' bank account. And no, this isn't some 20-year-old salary, but middle-aged men and women's salaries that we're talking about. So why, you're wondering? Because there's been a very worrying trend of families dumping their senior citizen parents, throwing them out of the house and leaving them to fend for themselves. So Revanth Reddy, while making a pitch for government employees not to dump those who raised them, who took care of them for decades, has now said that some of their money will also go to the parents to ensure that they're not left in the lurch with no financial means. Whatever you think of the move, whether it's wow or not really, here's worrying data that suggests that unfortunately senior citizen abandonment is becoming more and more common. According to HelpAge India, a shocking 70% of elderly Indians experience some form of abandonment by their children. That translates to over 84 million seniors facing neglect. So yes, maybe this is the need of the hour. All right, let's put the focus on what's happening in Karnataka, where once again, no prizes for guessing. It's all about the CM Nataka. Rahul Gandhi briefly touched down in Karnataka, and this picture and this video is what's grabbing eyeballs right now. There was a brief huddle that took place. You can see there in the helipad between Rahul Gandhi and DK Shivkumar. This video of them seen in a conversation has triggered endless speculation on exactly what was being spoken of. Was this DK Shivkumar making a pitch to Rahul Gandhi saying, let the High Command go ahead and rule in my favor on Chief Minister, on being the Chief Minister? Remember, Siddaramaiah has already completed that record of being the longest serving Karnataka Chief Minister. There was speculation that that's what the Congress High Command was waiting for. But DK Shivkumar's repeated trips to Delhi didn't help. The High Command didn't really give him an audience. Now you can see that in Karnataka, DK Shivkumar managed to pull aside Rahul Gandhi and have a brief chat with him. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us with more details on this. Naga, this footage setting off tongues wagging once again on what's playing out. Was this DK Shivkumar making his pitch to the High Command?
Well, in fact, this also raised quite a few eyebrows because on the tarmac of the Mysore airport, DK Shivkumar and Rahul Gandhi briefly exchanged words and in fact spoke to each other. Remember, DK Shivkumar has been wanting to meet Rahul Gandhi for a long time now. Siddaramaiah has met Rahul Gandhi after the poll debacle that happened in Bihar. He went and met Rahul Gandhi in 10 Janpath, and DK Shivkumar has been waiting. And now, after Rahul Gandhi landed in Mysore, he went to Ooty and came back. DK Shivkumar waited in Mysore to have a conversation. And what we are picking up from our sources is that AICC would call both the leaders very soon to Delhi is what the conversation was between these two leaders. So we'll have to wait and watch what would transpire over the next 1 week to 10 days if these two leaders officially will get a summon to Delhi by the Congress High Command, and what will be the next course of action will be the big question.
All right, thanks Naga for joining us with all of those details. Rahul, DK Shivkumar there meeting briefly in a helipad in Mysuru. It's triggered a lot of conversation of what's happening, but the Congress High Command has confirmed that very soon both DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah will be summoned to Delhi. Moving on, the teaser for the upcoming Kannada film Toxic starring Yash has sparked huge controversy across the country due to its explicit content. You've got several complaints now pouring in alleging obscenity and demanding action. Let's break down for you what this controversy is all about.
Toxic, a fairy tale for grown-ups. Upcoming Sandalwood movie starring rocking star Yash has landed in trouble over its newly released first look. The first look, featuring Yash engaging tense and intimate moments, was released on January 8th. A scene in the promo which shows Yash getting intimate with a woman in a car near a cemetery has also sparked debate online. The Karnataka State Commission for Protection of Child Rights has now stepped in. In a letter addressed to the Central Board of Film Certification, the State Child Rights Commission chief stated that the first look violates public decency and is unfit for public and family viewing. The Commission said such content may negatively impact children and youth, undermining child protection and social morality. The Commission also directed filmmakers to replace existing teaser with alternative scenes. It has called for blocking the content across all social media platforms. The Karnataka State Commission for Women has also written to the Censor Board with similar demands.
Received a complaint from AIADMK party, and we have wrote a letter to the Central Board of Film Certification. Like if because it is their purview, and they are the one who gives it certificate like A, B, whatever it is. It doesn't come on only for the toxic as such movie. Comes to every movies which sends a vulgarity or any kind of such messages.
The women's wing of the Aam Aadmi Party's state unit urged state authorities to intervene.
I completely agree that though the movie has mentioned the above 18, see, when you release a teaser or a trailer on the social media platform, the social media platform, YouTube, these are all very easily accessible to the minors, especially with the girls, boys who are under 18, with no stringent laws, with no age-relating warning. These kind of teasers or trailers released on the social media.
Sources in the CBFC tell India Today they are yet to issue any clarification for toxic. Censor Board officials claim that the teaser, which is out now, has been released on digital platforms which don't need CBFC certification. Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, big breaking news that's coming in. Sources telling us here on India Today that CBI has issued summons once again for Vijay to appear before them. The next date that they've given is January 19th. That's Monday. Remember that he was, in fact, before the CBI yesterday. Now, Vijay had sought a break, suggesting that because it's Pongal, he needs to be in Tamil Nadu, needs to be a part of the celebrations, and so had requested the CBI that he would return for the second round of questioning another day. And in accordance with that, you're seeing now the development of the CBI issuing that summon for Monday for January 19th. Nagarjun is joining us with more details on this. And Nagarjun confirmed that Vijay will be questioned for a second day on January 19th now.
Well, absolutely. The breaking news coming in, Akshita, sources have confirmed that Vijay was given another day to appear before the CBI, and 19th is the date that they have given. But over the next few days, we'll also see if Vijay cannot attend 19th, then he might seek a fresh date. But the summons have been given to appear before CBI on the 19th. There's also contemplation from the CBI that he would want to appear the next day itself. But Vijay and his team requested the CBI that there are Pongal celebrations in Tamil Nadu, and it's important for him to be back in Chennai and back in Tamil Nadu to attend or be a part of the Pongal celebrations, as it's a very big festival ahead of the elections. And the CBI also, after a lot of contemplation and mulling, did agree, saying yes, Vijay can go back to celebrate the festival and come back on 19th, that is a later date on Monday, to appear before them. And because the questioning is still not over, last one day he was grilled for over 6 to 7 hours continuously from morning till evening, and the questioning seems to have not completed from the CBI. Hence, another summons has been issued, and now 19th January is the date given.
All right. Thanks, Naga, for those updates. The unfortunate development yesterday is at Sriharikota when ISRO attempted a launch of the PSLV-C62. It failed. And that setback has brought gloom clouds among Indian space enthusiasts. But what exactly happened? What led to that mission failure, which hasn't been deemed officially a failure, by the way, by ISRO? I'll break it down for you. What happened? Because we saw a successful launch, but it's in the third stage that things went wrong. The third stage boosts the rocket speed from 14,000 to 26 to 28,000 kilometers per hour, which essentially keeps it flying horizontally. So essentially, if this is the Earth's surface, it'll be flying like this. Now, to avoid it to falling back on Earth, it has to go horizontal. And so it also positions it for the final stage. There's no margin for error here. It has to follow the specified trajectory, and a failure here can doom the entire mission, no matter how successful the earlier stages were, which is what happened in this particular case. First stage successful, second stage successful, a problem in the third. But what's happening? Why is it failing? The combustion instability can cause a sudden drop in chamber pressure because this is a solid motor. It can be throttled, it can be restarted. ISRO scientists have said that the suspected reasons, they don't know exactly what it is, but they suspect it could be a micro defect or even manufacturing inconsistencies. They're yet to figure it out. Usually there's a committee that's set up that looks into what happened. But in this case, there's a chain reaction of sorts. The moment the pressure drops, it leads to roll disturbances. And so it doesn't follow the planned trajectory. It moves off course, and so loss of payloads. In this case, almost 16 satellites. This isn't, unfortunately, the first time it's happened, which is why there's so much of concern. The same thing happened last year when there was again a PSLV failure launch. This was the C61 in 2025, which failed to reach orbital velocity due to a pressure drop in the third stage. PSLV-C62 yesterday again showed a similar pattern. Third stage, possibly you also see a trajectory deviation, and that led to an uncontrolled spin. The common factor between these two failures show the inability to deliver consistent thrust due to pressure anomalies. This isn't new. In 1993, PSLV D1 failed at stage 2-3 separation. In 2017, PSLV C39 failing during payload fairing. The third stage has essentially emerged repeatedly as the weak link in the PSLV family. And now, unfortunately, to add to that track record, you have C61, C62, which have proved again that decades of experience cannot completely eliminate risk at the critical stage. ISRO at this point hasn't issued any statements on exactly what's gone wrong. They're still looking into it. But important to highlight here, I was talking about 16 satellites. One of them, a Spanish startup or orbital paradigm, revealed that its satellite has survived what's happened, the trajectory deviation, and that it's very much functioning. Does this mean ISRO has had a string of failures? 100% no. PSLV is still Mr. Reliable for ISRO, but the fact that there have been two back-to-back such incidents is what has raised questions and led to some discourse on whether we need to look at what's gone wrong. I'll bring in Shibu Tripathi, Senior Assistant Editor of Science, who tracks the space sector very, very closely for us. Shibu, what surprised me through the course of all that's happened, and that in the last 24 hours, is that there doesn't seem to be any concrete reasons given by ISRO, or for that matter, a status report of what happened.
Akshita, definitely this is one of the most concerning events that has happened in the last 24 to 48 hours. This was the second loss of a PSLV class of rocket for India, along with multiple satellites. Now this mission, the PSLV-C62, was highly important for India. India was launching a DRDO satellite which was required for maritime surveillance. It was being used for defense services, for disaster relief and rehabilitation work. Apart from that, 15 other co-passenger satellites were on it. The PSLV-C61, which was launched in May 2025, suffered a similar fate. We saw that there was issue with the third stage of the rocket. This is a 4-stage rocket, the PSLV. It has been a workhorse in the past. It still continues to be a workhorse in the future. And going forward, it looks interesting because ISRO now will have to find out what really went wrong with the rocket. Surprisingly, there has been no development so far from ISRO. At the moment, they have not told us the exact reasons of what happened. The only information we got during the live stream was from the ISRO chief, Dr. V. Narayanan, that there were disturbances in the roll due to drop in pressure, which eventually led to the complete loss of mission. At the moment, the latest information that we have is one of the satellites, as you mentioned, survived that fiery re-entry. Orbital paradigms, KID. Now, interestingly, this was a capsule that was designed to test re-entry. So had the entire fourth stage come down, it would have come down with it intact. The latest information also points that the orbital, the debris might have fallen into the southern Indian Ocean, Akshita.
All right. Thanks, Shibu, for getting us those updates. We're waiting for a statement from ISRO, and let's hope they go back to their record streaks of non-stop successful launches very, very soon. Thanks, Shibu, for those updates.